With its traditional design and rugged appeal, the Frontier draws in a wide variety of potential buyers. However, many of them overlook the fact that behind its apparent strengths lie 5 major reasons why the Nissan Frontier might not be the best choice. Number 5. Insufficient off-road capability. Nissan markets the Frontier Pro 4X as its ultimate off-road trim, equipped with Bilstein shocks, all-terrain tires, and an electronic locking rear differential. While it handles light trails and weekend adventures reasonably well, its limitations become clear when the terrain gets serious, especially against rivals. On rugged trails, the difference is striking. While you're carefully picking your way around obstacles, Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro owners power ahead with advanced Fox bypass shocks and specialized suspension geometry. Meanwhile, Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 drivers conquer terrain that would stop the Frontier cold, thanks to their Multimatic DSSV dampers and dual locking differentials. Then there's Ford's Ranger Raptor, purpose-built for extreme off-roading, with long-travel suspension and a reinforced frame for high-speed desert running. Compared to these trucks, the Pro 4X lacks the suspension sophistication, wheel articulation, and durability serious off-roaders expect. The result is a truck that often turns adventure into compromise, forcing you to slow down while more capable models push ahead. Modest approach and departure angles, limited wheel travel, and average ground clearance hold the Pro 4X back from true off-road performance. It's fine for gravel roads, dirt paths, and light trail driving, but once you venture into rock crawling or tougher terrain, its shortcomings become obvious. The Frontier's off-road ability is acceptable, just not competitive. And if you think that's disappointing, wait until you experience how cramped the rear seats feel. Number 4. Outdated V6 engine technology. At first glance, the Frontier might impress you with its 3.8-liter naturally aspirated V6, delivering 310 horsepower and smooth acceleration. But beneath that initial appeal lies a major drawback. While rivals have embraced modern turbocharged engines, Nissan continues to rely on aging V6 technology that's rapidly falling behind the times. That initial thrill fades once you start adding up the real costs of ownership. Imagine visiting the gas station for the 3rd time in a week, watching the total rise as your truck averages just 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 on the highway. Meanwhile, modern turbocharged 4-cylinders from Ford and Chevrolet generate similar horsepower but with far superior fuel efficiency, saving you money over time. The real issue, however, is how this outdated engine performs in everyday driving. Its peak torque arrives higher in the rev range, meaning highway merges and towing feel noticeably less responsive compared to turbocharged competitors. Take the Ford Ranger's 2.3-liter turbo engine, for example. It matches the Frontier's performance while offering better mileage, lower emissions, and technology designed for the future. As the automotive world shifts toward hybrids and electrification, Nissan's continued reliance on this thirsty V6 looks increasingly outdated. Toyota's latest Tacoma hybrid system already produces V8-level torque with remarkable efficiency, while Nissan still lacks a single hybrid option. This old-school approach doesn't just hurt at the gas pump, it highlights how far behind the Frontier is falling in terms of innovation, efficiency, and forward-thinking engineering. And unfortunately, the disappointments don't stop there once you take this truck off the pavement. Number 3. Heavy steering and outdated comfort. The Frontier still uses an old-fashioned hydraulic power steering system, while most rivals have moved on to modern electric setups. This makes low-speed driving and tight maneuvers unnecessarily hard work. Parking, turning, or navigating city streets requires more effort than it should. Something you'll notice right away in daily driving. Electric steering in competitors like the Tacoma or Ranger automatically adjusts effort based on speed, providing light, precise control. The Frontier's steering, however, stays heavy no matter the situation, making even short drives feel like a workout. This issue ties into a bigger problem: the Frontier's aging platform. Some may call it classic, but it's really just outdated. The old architecture contributes to increased driver fatigue and prevents the integration of modern driver assist technologies that rely on electric steering. Ride quality also suffers. The suspension, noise insulation, and vibration control lag behind newer trucks built on more refined chassis designs. Road noise seeps in, impacts feel harsher, and overall comfort falls short of today's standards. In the end, every drive reminds you how dated the Frontier feels. While rivals deliver smoother, quieter, and more effortless experiences, the Frontier's old-school setup keeps you fighting the wheel. And once you step inside, the cabin makes it even clearer how far it's fallen behind. Number 2. Cramped rear passenger space. One of the Frontier's most persistent drawbacks is its lack of rear seat comfort. No matter which cab configuration you choose, even the crew cab, which is marketed as family-friendly, adult passengers will quickly feel the squeeze. Knees press tightly against the front seat backs, and any trip longer than a short drive can become uncomfortable fast. This limited legroom becomes especially frustrating on family road trips or daily carpool runs. The rear seatbacks are upright and non-adjustable, forcing passengers into an awkward position that can easily lead to back discomfort on longer drives. The issue worsens when installing child seats, as doing so often requires sliding the front seats forward, compromising both driver and passenger comfort up front. Additionally, the combination of a high floor and short seat cushions reduces thigh support, leaving rear passengers feeling like they're squatting rather than sitting comfortably. When compared to competitors like the Honda Ridgeline or Jeep Gladiator, the Frontier's shortcomings become immediately clear. Those models prioritize passenger comfort and cabin space through smarter platform design, while Nissan's more compact layout limits the Frontier's practicality as a true family vehicle. If you often travel with adults in the back seat, this truck is likely to disappoint. The cramped quarters turn long drives into uncomfortable experiences. And unfortunately, the tight cabin isn't the only area where the Frontier struggles. The driving experience itself brings an entirely new set of frustrations. Number 1. Cheap interior materials and outdated design. The biggest disappointment with the Frontier is living with its cost-cutting interior every day. While Nissan has made modest improvements over the previous generation, the cabin is still dominated by hard, budget-grade plastics that look and feel out of place, especially on trims that can exceed $40,000. The difference becomes obvious when you start comparing interiors at the dealership. Few things kill the excitement of a new truck faster than being surrounded by hard, scratchy surfaces that feel more like a rental car than a modern pickup. The dashboard, door panels, and center console all feature uninspired plastic textures that clearly signal cost-cutting over craftsmanship. But the problem goes beyond materials. It's the design itself. The overall aesthetic feels dated compared to what competitors now offer. Modern trucks feature sleek digital displays, ambient lighting, and premium finishes that create a refined atmosphere. Step from a Frontier into something like a Ford Ranger with its vertical touchscreen and modern layout, and the contrast is striking. To Nissan's credit, the zero-gravity front seats are comfortable and supportive, one of the few bright spots in an otherwise uninspiring cabin. Unfortunately, that comfort doesn't extend to the rest of the interior. Today's buyers expect a cabin that blends durability with sophistication. But the Frontier leans too heavily toward the utilitarian side, making it feel more like a work truck than a comfortable daily driver. While rivals are crafting interiors that rival luxury SUVs, Nissan still feels a generation behind. Even in higher trims, the Frontier lacks the refinement and polish that modern truck shoppers expect. So, there you have it. 5 key drawbacks that make the Frontier a questionable buy for most shoppers. The outdated V6 engine drains your wallet at the pump, the weak off-road capability leaves you behind on the trail, the cramped rear seats frustrate passengers, the heavy steering wears you out, and the cheap interior materials remind you of these compromises every day. On paper, the Frontier may look like a budget-friendly pickup, but once you factor in these shortcomings, that bargain starts to fade. Still, if you're after a simple, no-frills truck for basic use, it might suit your needs.